Hello, everybody. My name is Kyle, and I will be your overseer for tonight's episode of Vault Broadcast on Friday Night Fallout. This is our roundtable segment where I'm joined by guests and creators who have been on the Vault Broadcast in the past. These folks at tonight's table are ones you know and love. I've got Cam from TuCamCosplayz. I've got Marty from Marty's Hut. And I have one Spencer, a.k.a. Mr. Wild Wasteland himself. They are going to be joining me today as we talk all about the latest Fallout 76 camp revamp and update. It has been quite an amazing week getting in there and playing with it. And the general consensus from camp builders is they're over the moon. I myself am now looking at this game like it could be a whole version of The Sims in and of itself. And we're going to start picking the brains of our fellow creators and players tonight, those who have gotten in there to have some time poking around under the hood. We'll also look through some of the formal patch notes, as well as, if my memory serves, we'll try and get into a little bit about the camp contest that Bethesda announced up on the website. Now, for anyone out there in the audience, should there be any weird audio issues you want to flag throughout the show, any echoes or anyone sounds too quiet, anything like that, feel free to speak up in Twitch chat. That's a reminder that these are live streamed on Friday nights over twitch.tv/Overseer Kyle at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 hours into the show, we will be diving into Fallout 76 hands-on, in person with this group. We'll be here in voice chat. You can come join us. So if you want to get started on that early, throw a friend request over to Overseer Kyle. I am not online on PC right now, but I will be around that time. We'll get you added in, and you can come join our server. Come hang out with us. Maybe we'll run some events or something for the weekend. But without further ado, let's go ahead and welcome these great guests onto the stream tonight. As I mentioned, right below me, our first timer on the show, wasn't here in the first one. We've got Cam, a.k.a. TuCamCosplayz. Cam, how you doing this evening? Welcome aboard.
We're doing good. It's been a great day. Looking forward to being on the show and diving in on some Fallout 76 on the camp update. It's been a lot of fun playing the new updates so far. Been diving in, making a little sky camp myself, so...
Ooh, Sky Camp. That sounds like a fun one. And if you are interested, this goes for all of you guys, but and then goes for the audience members too. For people that want to show off any of these camps tonight, you're welcome to. However, I'm not going to go jump into anyone's camp that's not prepared for it yet. I know some people are keeping it under wraps, doing something big. So we'll be very respectful to all of you out there. But a hello to everyone joining us in Twitch chat tonight. We got Mysterious Stranger, Bobblehead, Mac Raven, and is that Jackie I see out there? Welcome aboard. Good to see ya. Now, the next person I'd like to welcome aboard is Marty of Marty's Hut. Marty, you were here in the last to join us as we sat down and we talked all the pre-hype about this big update when we had just gotten the trailer and announcements and all the rest. How you doing, my guy? How's everything? You get a chance to go in there, poke around it all, Marty? What's your Friday night like tonight?
Doing pretty good. It's another hot Friday here in SoCal, but you know, the AC's blowing, the caffeine's flowing, so we're good. It's another round table, so doing good.
And that's all you can ask for is the AC and the coffee, caffeine, all the rest to keep flowing. That's what we need. And speaking of guy who's there late at night, our latest night phone in from across the pond, we have one Spencer, a.k.a. Mr. Wild Wasteland. Spencer, how you doing this evening?
I'm okay, thank you, mate. Yeah, you're right. It's 10 o'clock at night, but, you know, I'm a night owl, so this is natural to me.
We're still at the land of the living. Like, we're still at a normal hour, I guess. 10 p.m. is not too bad. Just you wait until we're 3 hours in, whatever. Then we'll be really going. So for everyone here, a big intro, of course, as I did at the start there, talking all about the camp update. For those who have dived into Fallout 76 this last week, Tuesday, we got the camp update. We got the new season as well. I believe it's called Modern Living Season, Modern Appalachia. Very bowling ball focused season, and that has some highs and lows across Reddit. I've seen some people saying they love it and some people saying they hate it. So as always, the Fallout community will weigh in, and we welcome that from the people out in chat there tonight as well, if you want to give us some feedback and thoughts. But why don't we just go ahead and, I know, Cam, you already kind of talked to us a little bit about it, but we're going to put you on the hot seat spot here. We're going to start right back at the beginning. Cam, maybe you could tell us what are some of the first features of this update that you decided to play with? Was there anything that you, like ahead of the update coming, that you already had on your mind, like, oh, I've got to try that thing? Did you do it? Did it follow through? Did it work?
Yeah.
Is it cool?
Yeah. So I already had was it decided where I wanted to place a camp. Like I had this idea for a long time now. Like I plopped my camp right over by the Rose Room off the side of the cliff over there, looking over like the rest of Appalachia area. Like I knew I wanted to place a camp there for a long time, and I'm just like it was so hard before because there's just so many like restrictions on what I could do with a camp in that location. And then coming around to this update, knowing I could like place freely where I wanted to place stuff, and I'm like, okay, I have stairs running up the side of the cliff up into the sky, and it's going like my whole building is like off the side of the cliff, pretty much going down the edge of the cliff, just hanging off just from those stair placements. And it looks amazing. I mean, it was a play around for sure, testing like, where I could like freely place and where like, there's still restrictions among like where you can place things because there's like still the boundaries of the camp. And like you can only go so high to a certain point, and then you can't go past that point. I figured that out too. So it was just kind of messing around to see like, okay, how big can I make this structure? How like wide, how low, like how creative do I want to be? And it looks amazing, I gotta say. Like I love the whole build menu from start to finish. Like it's just so much more organized, and I love how it's so much more accessible to switch back between like modifying and building. And there's just it's overall it's a 10 out of 10 for me, like besides still like having those restrictions from like not being able to go past the boundaries, and was it just the amount you can still place in your camp. So I mean those are like the only two downsides still for me, but other than that it's a 10 out of 10 for sure.
I love hearing that. Cam, I just wanted to also call out this comment in chat from Mysterious Stranger to that point. You guys overlapped here a bit. The comment reads, I'm a fan of the free placement, but I'm going to miss the merge glitches that everyone had, and I wish they had improved the camp size. Yeah, I can't speak to this for sure, but I've heard over the years that it's largely a limitation of what all of our computers can do, coupled with the servers that are out there. Now, don't get me wrong, Bethesda's got the money to upgrade servers. Like, don't let them tell you they can't. But there is some draw distancy related issue of like already camps get a little laggy once you go to one that's like really fantastical. And I think that's what they're struggling with, is trying to like arbitrarily, not actually push the real limits of the hardware, but arbitrarily, like where's the safe point? And I'm with you all. I want more space in there too. What I want also is a trade-off. Maybe can we get some of the resource collectors and NPCs, all the rest, down in our shelters? Because shelters are cool. That gives us more cap, but you can't put everything down there. And that to me feels a little halfy, like it's not the full thing. So I don't know. That's my thoughts on it. Marty, do you have any thoughts on this? We're going to go around to you. Did you have any features that you got really interested in trying when we had last come together and talked? Was there anything, whether it was PTS notes or anything like that about this update that you had to go and try on day one?
So I know I kind of alluded to that in our last roundtable, that I'm a huge fan of building towers and, sky camps like I used to do in 4. So when Cam and Spencer and I met, throughout the week, and Cam was already building his tower, I was pretty excited about that. I didn't really experience any building myself, because I'm already always kind of playing catch up in that regard. But I mean, we all just kind of hung out around that tower and, just kind of observing what all is possible. So I'm definitely interested and pumped to try that out myself. So it's probably going to be something along the lines of what Cam already built, but mine's going to be like totally on the cliff somewhere, just sticking out into the sky and making it the highest peak in the area. So that's what I'm excited about.
I love that. Mac in chat, she's talking about being able to jump off all this stuff. Yeah, I wanna run up to the tallest tower you guys can build and jump off. I got my goat
kind of
legs
indirectly
perk on
did
now,
in that game.
I pretty much when I decided to log off, I surprise logged off from them while they're at the top of the
He has like a balcony, and I was gonna. He put a couple bowling lanes over there, and right when I was about to bowl, he signs off, and and I just splatter off, like on the cliffside.
There is
So I
something
kinda already
weirdly
tried that.
comical. I love when someone logs off and I'm at their camp. Like most of the time it's someone I don't even know, but I'm like right about to go up and interact with their vending machine, and then it just disappears. I'm like, well, that's fun. Like I have a good laugh out of it. So fall in that distance, it'd be worth it. Spencer, let's go down to you there. How are you feeling about this update? Anything you were burning and eager to try, that we went over previously? Anything that you were really excited to try in any of your camps?
It's mostly the new merge feature. It's coming in so handy. I mean, the merge glitches, I know there's been a few in the past and they've been stupidly tedious. Now you can just do it. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, personally, I built myself a nice little small camp. We'll all see later. I can finally merge, like, the corner bits for the roof. I can merge them into one, so there's wallpaper on each side, and it just makes everything look so much neater. Like that's a big thing for me. Everything needs to be nice and neat.
I like that. That's a good call out. I want to see that too, because I know what bit you're talking about, but I've not actually tried to do that. One of my firsts that I was really excited for, a big question that was burning on my mind was, can we merge with the established world? From what we were hearing on Reddit and all the rest, I didn't do my research, first of all. I like to kind of be a little surprised by these updates. I don't stalk the PTS too much in advance. I just get the cliff notes. And so I wasn't sure if we could do that, and I was so pleasantly surprised. The first night that I got in there, decided to repair an old prefabbed barn that's in the game. It's near the Tyler County Fairgrounds. And I had like loose ideas. Maybe I'll just be able to put these little like barrier walls up against the broken spots and it'll look okay. I've done that before merge was a thing. Maybe I can do that. Oh my God, it blew my expectations out of the water. Things just went where they were supposed to. There's dirt and like debris on the floor of these like pre-gen barns. I was able to easily put foundation right inside of there, just like a natural, what would be like a step up in real life. You could totally, like it looks exactly like you'd expect. And I was thrilled. I mean, come on. That is, like I said earlier, it feels like we just got a ton of Lego bricks that we can now do whatever we want with. All of these items that we have that we bought through the Atom Shop or gained patterns for now become things to merge within other larger elements. And that's just nuts, the variables people got from it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that for sure. Like placing like the stairs off the cliff, I didn't expect the stairs to just place so perfectly into the side of the cliff and into like the dirt, and like I really didn't expect how like seamlessly that was like just so easy to do. And then like even when you're placing furniture in like your place, like just having a table like go into the wall so it looks like it's a part of the actual structure, and just little things like that, like building like a little bar area, just like having it seamlessly go into that, and it works so much better, I have to say.
I love that idea about merging tables. I didn't even think that's a very retro futuristic kind of design style in homes, and the rest is like the half tables like built right into walls, almost like camper style vibe there. Like that's I want to try all kinds of designs like that now. Is there anything people here have maybe put on their radar as something they're pursuing to try? Like, does someone have, you don't have to spoil any secrets if it is one for yourself, but is there anything out there that anyone's looking like very seriously to try next? Has this given anyone an idea to like hotly pursue? Anyone can speak up here, you guys.
So I have another free camp slot available, and I'm open to ideas for my next camp idea and in terms of structure wise, but definitely like on the top of my list are like on like in the middle of a lake, like building like more of like a houseboat type of vibe. Like I built like a whole tiki structure next to the base, but I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can put that actually into the lake now instead. Or
Awesome.
like maybe that, or like building next to like an already predetermined like structure like you've already made, like refurbishing like a whole barn. Like I mean that's pretty awesome in my opinion. I saw you building that on your stream the other day. So I'm definitely open to ideas if anyone has some.
I want to tack on one last thing to what Cam said, because the building on the barn was cool. I want to say one other shout out to Bethesda is it let me work between two barns. I was able to merge two barns into one by adding in some walls and roofs. And that is, again, what blew me out of the water. I was like, oh, there's no way you could do that. Yep. Bethesda made tools for it, folks. You can do it. And so I want to kind of go around the table. I feel like this is almost a better end of the episode one, but I really want to ask it now because I've got these thoughts on my mind already. It's a question of what you might want next with it, because this camp feature is loaded with goodies, but they've talked about more coming in the future, more refinement, more updates. And I think this camp update is one that really kicks the camp development into like a whole new lane. I really sincerely feel like people who do game housing decorating, anything like Sims or anything like that, I feel like they alone should pay attention to 76 now because of how quality this one update is. But I am curious to maybe go around the table, and I don't know if anyone here might have a thought first. And then maybe it's a hard one to put people on the spot asking about potential features. So if you don't have one, that's okay too. But if anyone's got anything they're really eager to try or have them come down the pipe with in the future, refinements, I should say. Maybe Cam, we could start with you and work our way through to Marty and Spencer.
So my two biggest things have always been the amount of stuff you can place at your camp, and number one, stash sizes. I don't get why you have a limit to your stash size. And then also stashes between characters should be a thing. You should have a shared like stash. Like let's say if you have a separate character, like I have a ghoul on one account on another playthrough that I was doing, and then I still have like my normie who's like I just tried and do like power armor, and so it's just like I feel like they should have a way to have like a shared stash per se between accounts. I feel like that would make life so much easier for a lot of people that want to do that.
That's a great point, and it wouldn't be the first game to do it. I mean, a lot of video games. I think Diablo was a big one for that back in the day, even that you could trade between your characters with
Guild
a
Wars 2.
unified stash. Sorry, which one?
Guild Wars 2 has a good one like that too.
Yeah, not an original feature, huh? I've always heard that the stack and stash weight sort of stuff is related to like server burden, but it is interesting that we just got a chem box for Fallout Firster. So for whatever it's worth, now they do seem to be changing that idea, whether that's improvements on the back end.
That could definitely be a feature like they could add with like Fallout First, because it's so limited what you get with Fallout First in the first place, with just having like, you know, like the ammo box and like that's pretty much it. And for the and your scrap box too. I mean, the ammo box and the scrap box are the two biggest features of it. So I mean, they could definitely add something for sure that would make Fallout First more appealing to people to get.
I don't know if you saw it, Cam, but you actually have that right now. What I was mentioning, the chem one is out, in case anyone didn't see that yet.
Okay,
You can
I didn't see that.
now Yeah, it's free too. It's part of the season. So make sure to go up there, everybody, and go check that. But there is a free, it's one of the white style chem boxes that you see in the game, and you can put that in your camp, and it is glorious.
Finally.
I deposited like 400 pounds worth of chems into it.
It's like half my stash.
There you go. What do we go on to Marty here? Marty, you got any ideas for things you want to see refined? It could be this update, or it could be larger, because that stash one stretches back forever, and that is a very valid criticism there for sure.
Yeah, it is. And last time when we were kind of looking at the update notes or whatever, when they presented it in that Playhouse style kind of thing, I too was immediately flashing back, to The Sims. I'm a huge Sims fan, and so every time I can make my camp or the structure that I'm in just kind of feel like that, where I can really dress it up with tons of stuff. It's such a blast, So I just want to see potentially maybe useless items, stuff that I can just tuck in the corner, or on the table or whatever, but, just kind of make it come to life, and just kind of make it feel homey, or, just kind of like I'm in this grotesque Sims game or something like that,
Dude, I think they've been doing so well when it comes to adding clutter. For anyone that, if you played 76, let's say 5 years ago, and you stopped and have come, maybe you're coming back to it now. I'm in a similar-ish boat. I've stopped in over the years. Long enough at times to really pay attention to what they were doing, Atom Shop choice-wise, and like choices for the scoreboards and seasons. And I really sincerely think one of the best changes they made was putting clutter in the season boards. Whether it's they've been lab beakers, they've had board games, we had files in the last season, like boxes of files. And then there's been bottles. I think we had bottles in the last season too. And now there's something that's I'm forgetting, but there's all kinds of clutter they keep putting in there, and I just love it because that's the stuff that makes a place look homey. It's one thing to put down like a bar, like a saloon bar, but it's another then to be able to put like a whiskey bottle and all kinds of other stuff around it to look like someone was just there pouring a drink moments ago. Like that to me is what makes a place look really lively and vibrant. So good on you for that one, Bethesda. We're going to go over to Spencer for the same question, but I do want to tease one other thing that's going to be the next topic. The chat already is bringing up this bridge that's going on in there, so that's going to be the next one. So Spencer, pardon me for throwing that into your path here, but just to say, is there anything from this update or any other things that attached to the camp mechanics, let's say, that you really think needs either another pass, a redo, an enhancement? What's in your what's giving you the itch there?
Well, leading on from what I said a minute ago, the double wallpaper thing. At the minute, you have to use a glitch to get double wallpaper on each wall. I just want to see one wall where you can just put the wallpaper on each side. It would make life so much easier, save so much budget in the camps. I don't know why they haven't added it yet. It feels like, it's a really main problem with building, because people like to make modern houses, all that sort of stuff, have the inside wallpaper as their outside sort of look. That's what I want added. I think it's really needed.
I really love that one. That is a great one. And I feel like I totally remember when I started Fallout 76 and asked a friend that question. I was like, how do I do wallpaper on the other side of the wall? This seems like an impossible feat. And he's like, oh yeah, you just got to glitch that together like this, and bada bing, bada boom. But like, you're right. I mean, we shouldn't have to waste double walls on that sort of stuff. Come on, Bethesda. We need interior walls. Easy enough. You guys sell a new wall set every other week, so give us some interior slots. I did want to talk about this bridge thing though, because chat called it up, and I see Mac chiming in on it again. The bridge. So for those at home who, if you didn't log into 76 yet, when the update came out, one of the free Atom Shop items for Fallout First players is a covered bridge set. Well, I don't know. I think it's covered. Maybe not all of it. But anyway, it's a train track bridge set. And it is a full-sized one as compared to like the little tabletop trains we have in the game. This is a full-size train track. And it's really interesting because in addition to this being the chosen free item, people mentioned that on the PTS and maybe live right now on the servers, the bridge is unimpeded, I guess, going over from Point Pleasant to Ohio. And there's been a lot of speculation out there that our next big update to the game would be taking us out of Appalachia, or what is, West Virginia for us, and into potentially the Ohio area. Now, I'm someone who's very invested in that because we set our TTRPG over there. I have no problem if Bethesda wants to put content there. That's easier for me. Heck yeah. Like, give me official maps, man. I'm in. But we use that area as a little space off the map to play with. So I paid a lot of attention. It's a nice long strip of land there that if they chose to fill that in any degree could be really exciting. So I'm curious. We'll go back, the same way we've been going through here. We'll go Cam, Marty, and Spencer in that order. Cam, do you have any thoughts of this rumor? Have you heard it yourself? Is this the first time? Do you think that's any kind of evidence in this case?
So this is my first time hearing of, was it Fallout 76 going to Ohio? I think that might be interesting to see how it could be done. Wouldn't be my first idea myself, but I think, finishing up the game and giving us some proper servers would be the first thing in my priority. But was it? I think that would be a fun DLC for some cool new content. Giving us some more Sunset Sarsaparilla stuff instead of putting it at page 85 of the season.
Well, that's a funny mention you bring out too there about Sunset Sarsaparilla, because it seems to me that is, of course, their way to try and tie this into the TV show. And I guess that the reason they shoved it late in the board was because they were hoping that maybe that's approximately where players would be in the season or something like that. I don't know. That was just my first guess when I looked at that. I was like, this seems approximately time tied into it. I don't know.
I feel like we need a whole freaking Sunset Sarsaparilla season. Just give it all of it to us. Give us a whole give us the freaking power armor, Sunset Sarsaparilla power armor sets. Give us the wallpaper, the Nuka-Cola ones. Give us the Sunset Sarsaparilla bar set. Give it all to us.
On yards. Yep.
So briefly before I throw it to Marty, I'll just read this out for Cam because you said you hadn't heard of it, and I wanted to double check my own, notes to make sure I'm not crazy. 2 months ago, maybe the first time this was mentioned, maybe not, but 2 months ago, I see a Reddit post saying Fallout 76 December update may add parts of Ohio, expanding the current map. And it says during the Summer Game Fest, losing the ability to read actively. Summer Game Fest, Fallout 76 creative director John Rush hinted at a big update coming in December. Now the PTS server is live. There's some changes that suggest December might be the date. And then they mentioned the kind of thing about the Point Pleasant bridge. And so that's where there's a little bit of this, it might just be community banter, but also maybe, the last time we got a Fallout TV season, we did get a map expansion a couple months later. So if they're thinking on similar terms.
And right before that, we did also get the Atlantic City DLC as well. So, it could be another expedition in the possibilities if we're going to another state, which might be enticing.
Now I'm totally speculating here. And again, this is just complete speculation. I heard something, and I should start watching these for as much as we're referencing them now, but I've heard that the expeditions didn't do well, and so that they're not interested in doing those. I don't think. And this is my, again, speculation, putting loose, words together, that I think we're probably going to see a future of direct map updates, no load screen barrier map updates, I think. And I think it's because they've said on one of these developer things that people don't leave Appalachia. They don't like to go on the expeditions very much. And as you called out a second ago, that's something that got changed over time. I don't think I really played the expeditions when you couldn't explore
There
fully.
was a problem with expeditions for a while where people weren't getting stamps, or it wasn't letting them buy like the Union Jack power armor. So like there's a lot of period of time where you couldn't buy anything using the stamps. Like it was completely bugged, so they took out the entire shop for a long period of time. So it was
Ouch.
just the Union Jack that wasn't in the shop. I think that's what it was. And then so they recently, like it was like a few patches ago, I think, updates ago, when they brought in like the new map for Skyline Valley. That's when they brought it back in. That's when they had like fixed out all the kinks, and then people were finally able to uh, use their stamps to buy the Union Jack power armor. And that's the only reason why I've played some expeditions in the first place, is to get a few pieces of that here and there. But still, it's a grind, and in the end, it takes too long, in my opinion, to the amount of expeditions that you have to do and the amount of time it takes to do them.
For sure. I feel like I've been carried through a lot of them when I've gone to do them. Marty, I think the question was, because I've tangented too much and threw random stuff at Cam. I think the question was, what do you think could be coming in this big rumored December update? If we just got an overhaul to the camps now, do you think we're getting map stuff? Do you think what's your heart saying?
I mean, so just this is also I'm hearing this for the first time, this bridge news, so I have no input for that. But I mean, hearing all of this news about, long stretches of land within the map, I mean, I think, we're probably going to get some map expansion. And I mean, I'm generally a big fan of that. I've only scratched the surface when it comes to the expeditions, but anytime you can just kind of seamlessly, incorporate it into the game without extensive loading times or whatever, I think it's just going to carry over so much better. So at this point, I don't have a preference as to where to go. Ohio, sure. Just give me more map. Give me more areas to explore.
Yeah, I think honestly, maps kind of one of the things I want the most out of this game. Like, this could be a fun, go around the table at the very end question of, what thing would you want most? But I do just generally think maps are where it's at. If I could choose, if Bethesda were asking me what to put next, I want that map space. I'm very happy with a camp overhaul. And again, there's still things that I want to see tweaked to this. I don't know if I ever gave my answer to the actual tweakage that I want to see a rotation control. I want fine grain rotation control. Elder Scrolls Online, ZeniMax company, added it 5 years or so after their game launched. So we know you guys can do it. We know you guys talk. And I even think I saw something on the Reddit about it already. I saw someone doing some sort of like different rotation thing. I don't know if they had mocked it up themselves or what, but having the ability to just do it on specific numbers would be great. Yeah. And I don't know, I think that would just be huge because it's kind of hard. It's still tricky to be like working your camera and do some fine grain adjustment. Since I'm on the computer using the mouse keys there, or mouse keys to move the thing left and right, rotate it. It's kind of difficult. It jumps it a lot of the time, goes way too far in the rotation. So anyway, Spencer, back to you, or down to you next. This same question to you of what you might want next expansion-wise, what you think could be coming. If there's talk of this massive rumored December update coming in the time of the TV show, anything you might expect or really want to see coming out?
Yeah, I've heard about the Ohio rumor. Personally, I'd love to see it. As someone who's played 76 on Xbox for a good few years, I feel as if I've explored all the map about 10 times over. I do still find new things, however, but not as often anymore. So yeah, a new map would be absolutely lovely. And knowing Bethesda, they're very unpredictable and they're very good. That they tease a lot. Um, So it's not a coincidence they've repaired that bridge. It's got to have a reason. They haven't just updated that bridge just for the sake of it. I mean, I'm almost sure they haven't. So it's looking likely, and it's been said for a good few years that people want a really big map expansion. I know Skyline Valley came, that was great, but people explored that very quickly. So a whole new map, I think it would bring it would cause the popularity of the game to shoot right up as well.
That is very well said. And even in this Reddit post here that I still have in front of me, I just skimmed down to the comment section where someone calls out something that I maybe doesn't mirror what you just said about Skyline Valley, but I think this is an equal criticism. This person's kind of being an edgelord and a little bit of a troll, but they are saying I can't stand the atmosphere there. It really gets to me. And I gotta say, the choice to make Skyline Valley sky so brilliantly red and dominating of the colorscape, it doesn't really allow that part of the map to have an equality in my mind. It is a lesser area because it's sort of visually unpleasant. And I understand it's got lore and reason for it. We get that. But also, you're running these caravans or your, routes through the region, and you go to certain areas and it's just horribly pink or red, whatever you want to call it. And it does limit how often you could build camps down there. A fun fact though for people on that, you can use a weather machine to change that red sky in case you want to build in that area. But still, it changes how often I go there and proceed. And before I shut up and pass everything back to all of you again, I will chime in. I think it might have been Cam that said this when we started it. There are still very big elements of this stuff that needs fixed. Skyline Valley in particular, many of those caravans still glitch, and you just can't complete them. We had that happen 2 weeks ago on stream, and one of my friends who had just started running them, they said, this isn't natural, this isn't normal, it's not supposed to just stand here and do nothing. I thought this was a part of it where I was getting hit with waves, and they just maybe weren't coming, and I'm like, ugh. Yeah, sometimes you just lose it. It doesn't work. So if we're gonna get a map expansion, I'm all in. But I do hope they take an extra wave of polish to it, like those poor caravans did not get. Now, let's. I don't know what sort of order we're gonna do this because I just didn't think about this. So I want to tap Spencer one more time. You mentioned big map update. Are you thinking we might get something very, very large? Because this whole time when I was talking map, I was thinking Skyline Valley 2.0, just an equivalent size. Are you thinking we might get something larger even?
Yeah, I do think so. I think it's a long time coming, to be honest. I don't see why they couldn't pull it off. It's been a big thing in the 76 community. Everyone wants a massive new area to explore. So yeah, I do think they're going to do it, and especially around December time, if it does drop, then the season 2 hype train, it's all going to amalgamate into one. Yeah, it's going to be crazy if they do make an absolutely massive map, which I really hope they do. It'll be sick.
I like to hear that sound of that, man. That's that'd blow me away to have that much space to explore. Because if you think about what we've got mostly, I mean, Cam, you said this a minute ago too, that a lot of Marty echoed this, that there's a lot of this travel we got right now, expeditions. It's a lot of load screen based stuff. Again, Bethesda's already kind of picked up and talked about recently that they recognize people don't love that commitment to it, like having to up and leave your camps, leave everything you know. And so adding a huge portion of the map would be great. I wonder how big we could get, though. It's been so long, to your point. A game like this, I think, usually has many map updates in this amount of time. Other comparable MMOs. We look at Elder Scrolls Online. They add a lot of new regions to that game regularly, sometimes twice a year. Do they add probably a quarter of our map? I don't know if that's a fair number to say, but they add a sizable chunk of our 76 map into Elder Scrolls Online every year. And it's I mean, those are load screen things to be fair, because you're going to a whole different large chunk. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's something we could expect, but it's well overdue. I think people are ready for it. Marty, do you think exploration would be a big draw for people coming back to the game? You think that, like what Spencer said a second ago, you think that might be an extra way to grab some of that hype?
Oh, no. I think exploration is huge. And at this point in time, I think we can take all the good news when it comes to 76 as we can get. The major thing I tussle with since, now we know when we're getting season 2, and we kind of heard that they want to mesh things together, with the game. So, and at this point, all of this is just conjecture, but my main question is, how far are they going to take it? Because on one hand, if they go all the way west, to kind of mesh with where we're going in terms of the show, so New Vegas, are we going to explore all of that region? On the other hand, it's when it comes to all the rumors about remasters, Fallout 3 or New Vegas, they'd be kind of shooting themselves in the foot, because if we are getting that New Vegas remaster, this would just kind of, like, so to speak, you're kind of sawing off the branch from underneath of you. So are we going to stop short of, Vegas, or how far are we going to take it? But I think I would prefer a full-on remaster of Vegas, or New Vegas, rather than explore this in 76. We can go every which way in 76, and leave the season 2 for a remaster or anything like that. So that's kind of how I look at it. I mean, it's a big country, so we can explore other regions for sure.
I love that, and honestly, I I know there's probably many people out here that would cringe or whatever when I'm about to say, but like if there were a Fallout 76 2, meaning like take the same concept and apply, like you could do a game like this again throughout the country somewhere else. I do think it, like you said, is shooting yourself in the foot. I think trying to like put too much into 76, make it wrap around the globe, so to speak, it would just be probably much too encompassing. And like you're saying, shooting the foot, it would probably really hurt them, considering this is not a fantasy universe. They can't just spontaneously add new continents that, we just, quote, didn't know were there, in the Misty Islands or whatever, World of Warcraft and all those similar games can do. We of course know what states are there and what land masses exist. So I think it would be probably, really, really sort of silly for them to go too far and too wide. And honestly, I don't know they'd want to do it in a game like 76 that has the black eye it does, because we know there's many people who just simply hate the game, will never return to it, and that's their loss. But I think Bethesda's probably mindful of that too. Like to your element there, if they released a full remaster of New Vegas, they're not going to have any of that. The 76 haters riding the coattails of it.
And then then there are always talks of Fallout 5, right? So where is that going to go? So, I mean,
yeah, and that's apparently
I really understand that you got to juggle all of this, remasters, what you already have on the table, plus all the new games, down the road. So I totally understand that that's no easy feat. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for whatever comes.
Yeah. Cam, as we go over to you, I want to tease one more sort of idea that people have thrown around for one of those updates, or where we could go. I forgot about this until now, but the Gone Fission update introduced the spooky fisherman type of guy over there, and there's speculation that might be a Mirelurk king, and it has people talking about the capital wastes and how they're technically right over the map there. So, Cam, what are you thinking? Do you think exploration would be kind of one of the next big draws for people, or do you think the game should be focused on something else maybe?
So I think the game should just be focusing on improving player experiences for the most part. I think that's the first thing they really need to flesh out for sure, before in giving us more more skins, more stuff for our camps. They just reworked the whole camp thing. It's like we need better stuff for the camps, improving like player accessibilities in terms of that as well. I think it would improve a lot of what people didn't like about the game in the first place. And then going off of that, I think, if they want to do a map update, yeah, let's do a map update. I mean, I I don't think explorations will be the way of the future for 76 personally. I don't see it. Um, but I think personally, I think they should avoid a map update, to be honest, until we get like a Fallout 5 per se, and until we flesh out where that's going to go for sure. We still don't know where that's going to go either. I mean, that was going to be my next question for you guys. I was going to throw a question out. Where do you guys think the Fallout 5 is going to go? Me personally, I would love to see, I'll give three options: Seattle, Chicago, or Texas. I feel like those could be some great options going forward for Fallout 5 if they want to do something like that.
That's a really good question. Marty, you want to
go? Sure. I was actually talking about it with somebody on Instagram not too long ago, and we both agreed that Miami would be a badass location. That's awesome. I didn't even know that, but there was, I think it was Fallout 4. It was like a mod, kind of akin to Fallout London, where it was going to go to Miami, and it was like 7 or 8 years ago, something like that. But nothing ever really came to fruition when it comes to Fallout Miami. So just because, I mean, it's you can still get the metropolis, which would kind of be just kind of like Boston, a lot of battling in the middle of the city, as well as, the swamps, the Everglades, and like all the tropical regions. And I really want to see like, tropical setting when it comes to Fallout. I mean, that just opens the doors, to a whole host of new creatures, new abominations, I think it'd be exciting.
I like that Miami idea, just to chime in before we hit up Spencer here, that I think it's probably because I saw someone creating like map assets. Someone was doing Fallout TTRPG stuff set, I think in somewhere in Florida. I remember the assets I saw were like they had dolphin stuff, so I couldn't tell if that was like, I think it was more theme park, like aquarium, come into a SeaWorld type of energy. Maybe it was related to sports team stuff as well. But one of the areas I think I also saw them start to explore was like a little bit of probably like a collapsed abandoned Disney type of area. There was a little bit of like bayou ride sort of stuff. Like Disney's done some similar things like Jungle Ride and all that. And it felt like I saw someone making assets for that. So whether they based those on something or that was the creation of their own imagination, it did just stick into my head that I was like, that would be a weird, fun place to go to. And I really don't feel like we've seen a lot of the Florida type of energy in this universe yet. Like we've seen the northern part of the United States. We've not really gotten a southern, southeast. We have southwest, but not southeast, and that has a pretty distinctive flair than like northeast, for example. So, Spencer,
you can kind of go like Camp. Sorry, like when Camp said Texas. I mean, you can kind of explore the same thing. Where you kind of have that type of deal going on the coast. So I'd be fine with Texas too.
Big same. And Spencer, across the pond, what do you think? Where do you want to go in the United States next for Fallout, if it's in the US?
So, actually, before Marty started speaking, I was going to say, do you know what? I wasn't fussed where it was set. But then Marty mentioned Miami. That sounds absolutely amazing. Like he said, it's got so much potential of like the Everglades and like, new mutated creatures, all of that sort of stuff. I'd absolutely love to see Fallout set in Miami, or or just Florida in general. Like, why can't they go bigger and do a whole state? I think that'd be amazing.
Oh, you're saying zoom it out now. I mean, hey, we got a Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out that's supposed to do that, right? They're talking about zooming out from just one city to instead being like a metropolitan area that, is larger, maybe encompasses 2 or 3 cities now. So you're right, though. We're entering most certainly a new generation of gaming where the computers and computational power are much bigger. And now that we've heard that Fallout 5 is greenlit, does anyone here at the table that stalks this news more, do you guys know when the game was actually, like, do we have any more detail than it was greenlit? Because that's all I saw. Is it 3 years greenlit? Is it 2 months greenlit? Is it 1 week greenlit? I don't know.
For the most part, so from what we understand, the last game that Fallout announced was, I believe, like 5 years ago for like the Elder Scrolls like remake or Elder Scrolls 6, and I think that's coming out like I think next year, I believe. From what I understand, and then so I'm thinking 5 years down the road. I'm thinking like 2030. That's what most people think is like the relative timeline for when we'll actually get a Fallout 5. That's just from my understanding of how quick they make games. Mm-hmm. And then them wanting probably to put it onto a new engine. And I think they should stay away from like the Fallout 76 mindset of it being an MMO, and I think we should go more down the route of it being like a 3-4 player co-op game instead of a full-on MMO, and I think that would be a lot more fun and be less stressed on like their servers.
Well, that's a beautiful point, and I will say that I wanted that the whole time. I before online play was anything like what it was now. Actually, let's date it the whole way back to Oblivion on the 360. Back then, I was like, oh, I want 2 to 3 player, 4 player co-op. Like, I want my 3 buddies to join into my world. And all these years later, I mean, that is still the big ask. Is like, the single players are so rich, and you can make such a change to the environment that you cannot do in 76. 76 forces the game to be rather superficial. The whole world needs to be able to reset, act as if no one had been there 2 minutes ago. Whereas, a single player game, very, very different. Everything you do is a massive change to the environment, the landscape, the people, etc. So I can agree. I think it'd be a lot more fun. But I do also hope they keep some sort of multiplayer too out there, whether it's the same game or another. Sorry, you were saying.
I was just going to mention something else. Someone in the chat mentioned Fallout Louisiana. Oh my God, that would be absolutely a blast in my opinion. I think that would be another fun one. Go full on New Orleans, explore the bayou. Yeah. I think, and it would be like a safe bet to stay away kind of from like what Grand Theft Auto's doing with Grand Theft Auto Miami. So, I mean, that would be another fun idea if they wanted to keep it in like the Southern Bayou type of vibe for sure.
I'll be honest, that one might even be a little more interesting. I mean, I'm just seconds ago on Team Miami here, but you're right. I mean, that's something to think about too, is that they might not want to be competing with Grand Theft Auto in that way. But yeah, Louisiana would be great, actually. New Orleans would be really fun. I bet that wild lore there.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Right? Well, gang, I think, how much time, what are we at right now? We have talked for about an hour. So in our last half hour of this, I thought maybe we could pull out the show notes here, throw those up on the screen, and maybe we could go down this list. It's a long list of I maybe just said show notes. I meant patch notes, pardon me. But run through the patch notes. They're quite long, but I don't know that they're going to be very interesting. So we'll kind of be a little discerning when it comes to going through these, just so we're not keeping you here all forever. Let's go up to the top and just see what we start with. Woo! Okay, so we've got manual aim improvements. Oh, right. This update was a big one about VATS changes. That seems to have the community a little bit salty. I'm a big VATS guy, but so far not negatively impacted by this. Is anyone here hating VATS? Has anyone got a big problem with it yet?
Not particularly, no.
Rock on. Rock on. If you're out there and you have a problem with VATS, let me know, because I want to know what it is. Mine's working well. But then again, I run a crazy high luck and bloodied build, so that could be a part of it. So they did some manual aim. They did auto aim. We got lots of small weapon changes to guns here. If anyone wants us to pause on any that particularly impacts them, I'm happy to do so. I'll take a look at this one here because I'm a laser and plasma man. Typically more accurate, have less recoil than ballistic weapons. Plasma projectiles are usually somewhere in between, so they're just going through and they're really working on recoil is the word I see in here a lot. Good recoil, benefit from down the sights, da-da-da-da-da-da. So a lot of that happening. For VATS, though, I'll just read this segment. It says, the formula for calculating hit chances in VATS has been rewritten to be more consistent and intuitive. Okay. Overall, hit chances with most weapons will be higher. Okay, I'm not sure I've noticed that. Distant, smaller, and more difficult enemies will sometimes be harder to hit. That I think I've seen. Here's a basic overview of how it works. The formula begins with an assumption of max hit chance being 95%. Various factors reduce your hit chance, such as distance, visibility, difficulty of hitting each body part, your weapon's range, cone of fire, recoil, fire rate, etc. So that all is factoring in on lowering that hit chance. Perks, weapon mods, etc. can improve the factors. Perception reduces some penalties of the large cone of fire and long distance. Okay, so perception is reducing penalties now onto that. That's interesting. Beyond about half the weapon's range, hit chance steadily decreases to 0. About half of a weapon's range, hit chance steadily decreases to 0. Okay. Below half of the weapon's range, penalties to hit chances are reduced. As you close into point-blank range, hit chance will increase until you have a very high chance of hitting the target. So, okay, so middle ground is where it starts to decide the stuff is based on your range there. Seth in chat says, I get where the chance to hit drops to 0 when stuff turns around, but I don't use VATS very much anyways. Yeah, it's sort of just one of those quality of life type of things. Weirdly enough, I really don't know that that's the big issue that VATS is suffering from. Sorry,
I noticed a big one right there. It says players can no longer target body parts on the opposite side of enemies, such as the ultra shield generator through the front of the EN06 Guardian for the the first boss of the raid. So I noticed that when I'm targeting in VATS with like my ultrasight plasma gun, and it's just like, now you could actually damage it from behind when it was on the opposite side in VATS. So now people won't be able to do that. It'll be a little bit harder to kill for some people.
That is very true. I've done that raid in that boss, but yeah, I don't know if I don't know I can survive it now. I wasn't doing great in there before, but yeah, that'll be definitely something here. Sorry, did I read the rest of this thing? Oh, yeah, Seth had said they don't use VATS very much. Totally understand. Yeah, the targeting, that was a really big one to call out, Cam. I'm glad you harped on that one, because that's I think, the one that has a lot of people a little upset and worried. Anything else to say on this one, though? Perception now provides larger benefit to hit chance, recoil, and cone of fire now play a more prominent role. And I missed one here. The distance to targets calculation for large enemies now begins on the outer bounds of the creature rather than the center. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So big things like the Scorch Beast Queen have their tracking for that distance is on the furthest bit of their body, not the center mass there. We got explosive changes. These are pretty under the hood sort of things, I think. I'm not a big grenade user. If anyone here is a big grenade user, I'll stop and look through these for you, no problem. We got any grenadiers in this chat here with us?
I have a
not the M79, but I just lob frags like on a pretty consistent basis. But not when it comes to the 40 mics. No,
I have like an explosive build made because I do have some like explosive heavy weapons. Like I believe the plasma caster is an explosive weapon, and I do like that, using that from time to time. So I do have an explosive build made for that in case I ever want to use it. But for the most part, I'm just using automatic heavy weapon energy weapons for the most part, and that's kind of like my main go-to.
I'm looking here at this change. This is just an interesting one. Explosion force reductions. We've reduced the impact force of many explosions so they no longer push corpses and objects as far. We've also made adjustments so the impact force of certain explosions was more appropriate to the size and scale of each explosion. So basically, yeah, they've gone through and retweaked some things so that everything's not blowing everywhere, I guess, in your camp. Seth in chat says, pre-50, I'll chuck some here and there till I get a build going. Sure. I love throwing grenades to get them out of my inventory. That's my big use case for them, because I just collect them everywhere, and then you just got a bunch of crap to hold on to. Weigh you down. What else we got? More weapon changes. Lots of weapon changes under the hood. And these were smaller ones at that. I mean, again, I don't know that all these are worth carrying out or calling out. They're very small. Like here we go. Following thrown weapon, their items have their weight changed. So, it looks like they may have moved down a couple of the throwing items to a cheaper weight, which is great. Oh, this is a good one. This is silly. I haven't worried about this in years. But Vertibot signal grenades, they used to cost a single pound each, and now they're just down to 0.1. So that's great. Stuff like that's small but useful. Weapon dash damage going up. What is this one here? Weapon ranges. A ton of range is readjusted. Weapon AP costs, again, tying back in. So that's a big... Sorry, chat, I feel like these are a little bit boring to go through today, but it's worth it so you at least know what's in the thing. Weapon critical attack multipliers. So some of these got better ones. Yeah, they've got, I'm seeing lots of improvements down the list. So the crit chances, or crit damage modifier went up. Tesla cannon from 2 to 3. Oh, that's a cannon, not Tesla rifle, sorry. I care less about that, I'm sorry, everyone out there. Now we're on to weapon mods. Yeah, and these are pretty beefy and minutia focused notes. There's combat changes, perk adjustments. Did anyone need to adjust their build after this? Has anyone been reworking one? Because they did have enough come through. Bloody Mess, I think, is one of the big ones that got changed.
I'll have to take a closer look because I was mostly doing the camp stuff the other day to see how it affected my current build. I think there were a couple of the cards changed for the heavy weapons as well. I think it was Heavy Gunner that got changed around quite a bit. I think it's like a whole new name now instead of Heavy Gunner. Yeah, I think that was like one of the big ones that I noticed from the patch notes.
Yeah, I you know what? Not a Heavy Gunner guy, so I didn't notice that one. But I've definitely seen a couple of mine get tweaked up here and there too. So for everyone out there, good time to keep check in on your builds. Make sure all your cards are still there because they've changed numbers of some things, so that's important to be mindful of. Anyone else want to talk anything for? Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, while we have the time, I'd like to congratulate. We had a giveaway on our Wild Wastelanders chat on our Facebook group throughout this whole past week. We called it the Mothman Fallout Horror Story giveaway in honor of Fallout being at Hollywood Horror Nights this year. And it was a great time. We had a lot of great contestants, and we had Vault Nostalgia come in and win it with a 10-chapter horror story, which was fantastic. If you're in the Wild Wastelanders market, go ahead and give it a read. It is fantastic. I have some of the prizes here that he will receive as well that Hollywood Horror Nights is selling over in some of their shops. So we got get it right here. We got this Fallout pin set. It's got like the Pit Boys, got the Vault Door, and like the Vault Boy with the thumbs up. And these are very detailed, very heavy. I mean, they're pretty amazing. We have this little patch, peel and stick patches as well with the ghoul, the girl. I forget her name already. Please, chat, don't kill me. Lucy. And We have him in the power armor as well. So that's pretty cool. And then we have given away a little box of the Yum Yum brand gummy eggs. So I tried these out, and these, from my closest opinion, it was like a meringue flavored like gummy eggs. They're shaped like gummy eggs, and they were pretty good actually, I will say. And last but certainly not least, we have the box of Sugar Bomb cereal over here too. These are mini vanilla cookies. Pretty good. Very high in sugar, for sure. You're trying to kill
As
a
they
whole
should
bag of
be.
these will have you in a coma.
It's in the name. You gotta have it. Otherwise, it's false advertising.
And then
Yeah.
this isn't part of the giveaway, but I felt like a couple of great items that they're selling over there are the Pip-Boy bag. It's very detailed, and it's
Oh,
got
I
the
love that.
Surface Never Vault Forever strap on here as well. Kind of hard to, yeah, it's upside down, but it's got a very detailed strap, and it says, remember, hard work is happy work on there as well. It's pretty awesome. And then we have the cup as well. So that's some of the stuff that I got from over
That's
there
great.
that they're selling. It's a fantastic house from what I've heard. They take you through the vaults and Madru and Sundries to the NCR headquarters. You experience some guys in some power armor, and maybe a little sneak peek of a character in season 2 that you might see. So it's
As you
exciting.
can see,
all
Camp
our
was our
fans.
boots on the ground.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We got boots on the ground there. I had no idea. That's great. That's so cool to hear. Dude, that's great to see all that stuff. So congratulations. Vault Nostalgia, you said, was the winner, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Vault
That's
Nostalgia,
correct.
congratulations on that win.
I encourage everybody to read that story. You know, I mean, it might be a while. It might be a while.
Yeah, you guys said it was quite a long one, huh? 10 chapters too, right?
Yeah.
Save it for those long, cold winter nights. You know.
So I plan to do this giveaway every year around fall. Halloween time will be a different giveaway. So join the Wild Wastelanders market. We got some exciting stuff going on in there all the time.
Definitely.
You should be there already. Not just for the giveaway. You should. That's what you should do.
By the way, gang, not that I think we're going to necessarily go like deep into these, but I also wanted to shout out that I didn't realize they had 2 things of patch notes that went up. So they had just camp patch notes, and we had just read through combat patch notes. So again, I'm not going to like push people through this in an arduous way, but maybe I'll read out some of the overviews. A lot of you already got this if you're this far in the episode, but snapping items, you can snap them together. There's different placement modes, snap, collision, and free mode. What the heck does collision do? I've wanted to know this. Items will not auto snap, but will consider collisions. Okay, so they won't like stick to a thing, but they're gonna like they'll recognize them and not blend in. Got it. Placement restrictions, some still exist. Foundations, let's see, power cables can now be built even if the cable intersects with another object. Oh, wonderful. That's great, because that was a pain in the butt before. I haven't tried that yet. I should read this foundation one here. It says items that used to require a foundation to be placed no longer have that requirement. So that'd be walls, roofs, etc. Also, when removing an item, you no longer have to worry about part of your structure being inaccessible. Very cool. Workshop 2.0, that's when I guess they're calling all these UI changes that went in. So lots of subcategories. They even have a quest category. That's handy. I mean, you don't do a lot of quest building in the game. There's some, but not a lot. I did have a hard time finding my stored objects. That's under your history tab in case anyone's in a similar boat. That took me a little bit that first night. But yeah, this is just going through a massive list of like how they've organized things. I did get someone in chat calling out. They said they still wish that this was alphabetical. And I gotta say, Bethesda, that's not a bad idea. Making that list alphabetical would just be a time saver for a lot of folks. And I know this one's probably very unlikely, but I've heard people ask for a search feature. That would be really, really hot in there. There's a modifying menu here, lets you pick different items and things. People have reported a wallpaper glitch. I don't know if anyone here has seen that, but someone in my Discord, and I saw it later on Reddit, people have said that certain wallpapers are just not showing up, or actually all of their wallpapers are not showing up in their modifier feature. So I don't know if that's going to get taken care of or not, but hopefully soon. Miscellaneous notes. Oh, that's a good one. You can sort by or filter, I should say, by buildable, unlockable, and known items. That's cool. So you can actually filter out the items that you don't know from your camp build menu. That's wonderful. New navigation menus is WSAD to move around faster. Quest markers and team lists are also hidden while building. Social menus blocked in the workshop menus, giving you more workspace. Menu will remember which mode you were in when you re-enter it. That's nice. There's a caravan change here going on. We're restructuring the objectives in caravans to ensure players will get their rewards if the Brahmin is left alive, even if they are unable to complete the route. Oh, the glitch we talked about earlier. Bethesda didn't fix it. They just decided to rewire it and shortcut it. I get it. So now if the glitch happens and you can't actually get your Brahmin to the destination, at least you're rewarded for waiting the 30 minutes for the whole event to tick down and restart. So
I read about that because that's happened to me a couple times doing the caravans. Yeah.
Well, it's
gotta
something.
wait around half an hour.
Yeah.
It's a fix. It is a fix. I'm not sure this is the fix that we deserve or the one that we want, but it is a fix, and it is better than just sitting there until it closes out on you. Caravans
I don't know
will
if it was the mission that we wanted in the first place, but we got it.
Caravans will now reward all players the same number of supplies, regardless of who started the event. I'm sorry I cut someone off. Maybe it was Marty, but this one is phenomenal because that sucked real bad. That everyone was trying to run these events when they first came out. We're talking about stuff that's a year old now. But when Skyline Valley came out and everyone was trying, the idea was caravans are supposed to be a team thing. When you see it pop up, everyone goes and helps. Except that if you help, you got this anemic, tiny little amount of supplies for it. Like, not even, I don't know if it was even 10% of what the originator of the quest got. But now, this is fair. This is good. I like this. Should have happened last year, though. Who was saying something? Who did I cut off? Was that you, Marty?
I was just saying that they're trying, with the solution.
Absolutely. It is an effort. And it just would have been a little nicer had they patched it right away, because boy, were people a little. I think we're sort of near the end of these patch notes. No, we're not. We're about at a break in them. I'll just say, I do think that's the sort of stuff they should get a little bit better at treating, because that's the stuff that leaves them with those weird black eyes, like we talked about with 76, and like how everyone's like, ugh. When they release new content and the focus is doing these caravans, and yet they have big glitches. And heck, for any of you that wound up getting that carbine rifle out of the event, like that's what I ground and worked for. I achieved it, and then I think it was not even 2 weeks after the thing had launched that weapon was just broken. It would do no damage. It would show damage numbers, but it wouldn't actually hurt the monster. So it was like, Bethesda, here you are being like, we have a TV show, and here's this great thing. We got the ghoul, we got the Skyline Valley. It's all coming soon. Everyone here's Skyline Valley. It doesn't really work that well. Sorry, even the main gun we added doesn't work. And it's like, I feel like that's the sloppy that gets them kind of that bad eye or black eye, because everyone starts paying attention. They want to go in there and play in the sandbox, and they can't. The tools are broken. So, well, I'm very hopeful they'll give this next thing a big pass. Item locking. Say no to accidental scrapping, because you can now protect your favorite items by locking them. I didn't see this. I'm excited for this. I did not see this. Lock your weapons, armor, power armor. Heck, you can even lock your meds too. This new feature will prevent locked items from being sold, scrapped, traded, or even dropped. Item locking has been a long requested quality of life feature for many in the community, and we're excited to bring it to you. That is great. This affects your Pip-Boy, your stash, your workbench, and much more. I talked over someone again. I'm so sorry.
No. You're good. I mean, that's a good feature. I didn't even think about that, but
Yeah, I don't even know where it is. It must be in the
yeah.
near crafting menu, but or I guess your inventory menu, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Locking an item will not prevent its loss of junk on death. Oh. TJ's out there in chat saying hello to us. Seth says, no more accidentally scrapping the bears before I can get back to camp. Oh, I see now. Okay. Yes. You can lock up all kinds of junk and things like that too. Accessibility, we've made some strong strides towards making 76 more accessible. Features, don't know what that entails, but there's apparently a list I can open. Mischief Night returns. Is this something that anyone... I've not done this. Well, it comes back on my birthday, October 7th. Mischief Night returns. Be prepared to head over to... what is this? Rapidan Camp in Skyline Valley to enjoy this refreshed take on a fun and chaotic event. Who's done Mischief Night before? Anybody?
I haven't.
Not at all.
That actually surprises me that 4 out of 4 we have done no Mischief Night before. So, but this event has been gone. My understanding is for over like 5 years. I think it's been gone quite a long time. I don't know when it left the game, but I've heard it's something about like some glitch in it that doesn't let it really be done well. I don't know if anyone else knows more, but I'd like to see it back. I love Halloween.
Yeah,
Ping and emote swap. Thanks to community feedback, we've decided to flip the press. We've flipped the press, currently set to ping in the live game, and press and hold, currently set to bring the emote wheel up in the live game. Command for ping and emote. I don't understand what that has to do with. That's a console thing. Okay, that's related to the D-pad. Gotcha. Okay, that's not a Kyle thing. Combat balance, we just talked about all that. That's going through all of that. Weapon mods, talked about that. And so much more. This does get into a little bit of the perk changes, but I think that's the big beefy stuff here at the top for everybody. If anyone wants us to go down here, I mean, there's a ton of minutia. If you got anything you want to call out at home or otherwise, feel free to do so. But that is a heck of a list. I feel like the last thing to round us out for this episode, folks, I mean, I've been talking a lot as I read these notes, but the last thing, if we want to go through and talk a little bit of the camp revamp contest extravaganza, because it looks like they're planning on one of these every month, and we now have themes, with September's being Rebuild Appalachia, October's being Halloween, November being The House Always Wins, and December being The Kindest Dwellers Ever Known. So that's a heck of a thing. It looks like they're going to be doing this on the Bethesda Studios Discord server. So if people want to join, there are links here to enter, including if you're out of the United States, specific things for that. Is anyone here a camp builder of that degree that you would submit to anything like this here?
If I get good after a few practice trials with my camps, I think I'm getting to the point where I might be able to start competing and stuff like this. I have some pretty crazy camps that I've done, and I've practiced quite a bit on like the old system. So, I mean, I think now my limitations are a lot freer. So I definitely think we can come up with something if we all work together on this.
That's a cool concept.
I like that. Me myself, I'm nowhere near a competition build, but yeah, if we all pitch in, towards like a grand build, I can do that. I think it'd be a fun thing to do for sure.
The best part about working together in teams of camps is you can help each other build camps. So that's one thing I figured out helping one of my friends build camps. Is certain items, let's say that you don't have, I know like you might be able to place down at your friend's camp. So there are certain things, certain plans another player might have that you might not have. So there are some perks to working in a team when building camps for sure.
And what about Spencer down there? You got any camp building fever of this magnitude in you?
Oh no, not really, mate. I like doing it, but I haven't, really got much ambition to enter a contest. Actually, depending if there's a prize, I might consider it.
I like that, Spencer. And Seth in chat here says, after visiting a bunch of camps yesterday, I came to the realization I make mediocre camps, LMAO. Me too, man. Me too. That is not me trying to rag on my ability. That is saying there are phenomenal others out there. I can make a camp that looks like it blends in or looks fairly normal, but you get these people out there with these fantastical skills. We're gonna get Cam there clearly based on that answer earlier. I like that too. I would be very interested in trying some conglomerate city sort of thing. When I was talking to someone on Vault Broadcast yesterday, they brought up that idea that outside of, and I forget the name of it, but outside of Watoga, I guess there used to be like a really big community town that was built with maybe near a server's worth of people. I don't know how many people were involved, but he said it was quite a lot, and they'd all log in at the same time, and it would fill out this entire player-made city, I guess, or town in the city outskirts. So I would look that up online.
Lucky. Yeah, sometimes you get lucky when you log in, and then you'll see a whole bunch of people placing their camps over by White Springs. That's where I had like one of my original camps at, still placed over by there is my my NukaBoy casino and bar.
Oh,
That's
cool.
what I call it. Yeah,
That one's awesome. I like that one a lot.
Seth
it's got
says,
a
I
three.
just
It's
moved
a
down there for the
three-story. Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about it so some people can get a gist of it. It's a 3-story building using the casino quarter walls, and then you go in initially, and it's the arcade in there with like your buffs and everything. And I have some pool tables set up and like the foosball tables too. And then you go upstairs, and then you have the full on the dark lit casino. It's like a classic little casino with all the tables that you can play at, and some slot machines in there as well. And we have like the grand piano too. And then the third level is just basically my residence where I do my crafting.
That
It has
sounds
like a
magical.
back patio looking over the golf course on the second floor of the casino with the hot tub too. And some little patio furniture.
Are we going to get to go and check these out tonight? Then is the question ultimately. Like, who wants to get into some house tours this evening? Because we are about that time. It is the clock looking at it. It's telling me this is about the point to wrap it up because we're soon going to migrate into 76. I do want to go around the table, though, before we get to that point. Give everyone a chance to shout themselves out. And we might as well start with Cam and we'll work our way to Spencer. Make sure to tell people where they can find you, what you've been up to, anything else you want to tease out in the process. And then we'll be at a point of bringing... Yeah, right afterwards, we'll call this thing into a 10-minute AFK. Everyone will be able to go up, get their drinks and things, and then we'll come back as everyone's loading into the game together. So, Cam, if you could take it away, start us off, tell people where they can find you across the internet and what you've been up to lately.
Yeah, so everyone can find me at TuCamCosplayz, ending in a Z. That's going to be for my Instagram and my TikTok, doing fun, exciting things on there all the time. Right now, I currently finished, I'll show you guys a little sneak peek at it. I currently finished the helmet for my vault-tec security cosplay, which is pretty awesome. I'm planning to do something similar. I just bought this riot shield off of eBay as well that I'm going to turn into a full-on vault-tec security shield as well in the upcoming week. So that's pretty much what I'm working on for the time being.
Dude, that's awesome. As also a reminder to everyone, you'll be able to find everyone's links in the show notes below. That is very cool. The helmet's looking great, and I cannot wait to see what you do with that riot shield. I love me some vault-tec security. Marty, over to you. I see you got that gorgeous new Nuka-Cola flag flying in the background back there, too. What have you been up to?
I had to hide all that mess behind me. I had to hide all that crap behind me. So it's not that exciting. It has a purpose. No, but I always say that the gateway to the NukaBoy comes through my Instagram. I have a link tree over there, where you can branch out to all the other corners that I got going on. I've been a little bit more active on TikTok and done a couple lives, and I'm planning on continuing that, with maybe some live prop building or finishing, just to kick off that series. I think people would really like that. And it just kind of gives you an insight, as to how I do things. And I never gatekeep, so ask questions. I'll spill all the beans. I'll uncover the veil of secrecy because I dislike gatekeeping so much. Lastly, if you are on Instagram, as a lot of you are, I am running a new giveaway. It's the road to 1,000 followers, and it is going to be a big one. Item number 1 happens to be the Nuka World Welcome Kit. So there's going to be official merch, as well as some props made by yours truly. So
those are all.
Jump
I mean,
on
the merch made by you, the props and stuff's going to be crazy. But that giveaway piece is a hot one. I don't know if you guys saw it, but in the background here, just today, my is it over here? Yes. The shadow box arrived, and that is crazy awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Mine showed up yesterday. I actually ended up winning it in that GCX event.
Nice.
So I was over the moon, when I got that email. So and it's I didn't think it was going to be like $145 good, but it is that good. When I opened that briefly yesterday, I mean that thing is just gorgeous. So props to Clay Graham. Is it? I think he was the man behind the curtain on that one too.
Really? Yeah, I was gonna say that I was wondering who made this because this is really nice. I think that today I only put mine in over there with a USB thing, so I'll bring it over to the screen here for a minute so people can see it. Spencer, while I go to retrieve this little thing, why don't you tell people what's going on with the Wild Wasteland market? Like, what's going on? We've hit crazy new numbers. You've got all this activity happening, talking with all kinds of members. What's new in your realm?
The growth, again, I say this every time I come on this podcast, the growth has been insane, as everyone here knows. It's absolutely crazy. We're all planning on doing some more collaborative content in the future. The admin's going to put that out together. I think that will be really fun to watch. It will have the Wild Wastelanders stamp of approval on it as well. As for now, we're mostly in the thinking stage of what we can do to prepare for season 2, the season 2 hype. But I can assure you all that we're going to have some good stuff coming to the Wild Wastelanders market come season 2.
Dude, that stuff is so cool. And the Wild Wasteland market is just phenomenal. If you're not in there already, I know many of our people have gotten to join up, but if you haven't done so already, be sure to search it out. I mean, that's how I met all these cool guys. Look how well this looks on camera here too. I gotta say, a lot of props don't look awesome on camera. That's a thing, and this is blowing me away. Like I'm just impressed right now. So I'm doing some light stuff there, but yeah, that's really cool. This is really good. If there's one Bethesda prop that you're gonna throw some money at, honestly, I'm going to go out on a limb here and just say that this is probably one of the best. The Pip-Boy, these are of similar caliber, I'd say. So great piece to put in your house. Anyone that wants to jump in on that. I don't know if they still have them actually now that I'm like showing it off. They might be sold out.
They're still there.
Stage. Still there?
I think they're still there.
Because they were a pre-order.
Yeah, they've got about 1,500 left last time I checked.
Whoa, someone has the
and now you can
the stock.
Now you can use our codes.
That's right. That's right, everyone. Be sure all of these people have a code. Why don't we go through and do we want to go in that order and shout them out? Cam, if you want to start maybe with one of your codes, and Marty and Mr. Wild Wasteland, and I'll throw in one too.
You can check out my code. It's VaultBoy1. Go ahead and use that, and you'll get your 20% off. Save all the caps.
VaultBoy1 for Cameron there. I love it. Save 20% off the Bethesda Gear Shop. And Marty, what's your code?
So mine's been NukaBoy 14 for the longest time. It still has a lot of life left in it. And I just want to briefly say that for everybody that used that code and any other code in the past 6-7 months, I'm just eternally grateful because I wouldn't have had 90% of the merch that currently resides behind me that you can't see. It's just I'm so grateful, and I always will be. It doesn't matter if it's a 50-cent commission or if it's $20 commission. You guys rock.
Could not agree more. The fine folks out there getting it done. And Spencer, what's a code from you for Mr. Wild Wasteland?
Do you know what? I'm going to sit this one out. Everyone, just go and use these guys' codes. Honestly, they're all amazing. They do an amazing job in the Wild Wastelanders market with giveaways, donating stuff. Just support these guys, please.
Heck yeah, I love it. And ours, like Marty said, I got Vault 2 that's still got a lot of run left in it. So use all the codes, use them frequently, tell your friends, get them to... I mean, if anyone out there is wasting money on the Bethesda shop and not saving money with these codes, like, come on, that's crazy. And they give us such a phenomenal kickback to these, content creator friends of ours that, like, yeah, it's just, you got to do it. You got to do it. To everyone out there, though, this is going to bring our episode to a close. We are going to get up, take some AFK breaks, and come back with some Fallout 76. So that goes for all of you at home as well. Make sure to stand up, get hydrated, use the restroom, go outside if you get the chance. I will run an AFK screen here in just a second. All of you, again, we'll be back, and we're going to do a little BS and fun time. And where the heck do I AFK on this thing? Didn't we do this last time?
Everybody just freeze and